Oh, do it. Do, ma bruni, do, ma bruni, do, ma bruni, do. Now it's okay, eat.
Charlie, a lady is sharing with us her observation on how the Lebanese and the Indians are taking over Ghana. These people have been here for a very long time. If you know, you are a Ghanaian. They've been here since the 80s, the 70s, some of them even the 60s. And also, I have other videos of other foreigners sharing their experiences living in Ghana. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Let's go into the videos, watch, come back and talk.
You see, there's something very interesting that most people living in Ghana here have not noticed. But that you have not noticed it does not mean that it's not there. It's there. It's quietly running in the background. Now, when you take a walk through Accra, Osu, or even Tema, you're going to see bright shops. You're going to see big warehouses. And of course, you are going to see long-standing family businesses that have been around for decades. And guys, guess what? Many of them are owned or even managed by Lebanese families. Now, they have been in Ghana for generations, some even before the independence. And over time, they have built small empires quietly, consistently, without drawing too much noise or even too much attention to them. They actually came here first for trade, like importing of textiles, building materials, electronics, and all of those things. And slowly, they have become part of Ghana's, businesses here. What actually makes this very interesting is how they operate. Now, these people don't talk too much, or they don't show off. You're going to see them and be, but they build their roots deeply. Their children go to school here. They form friendships here. They keep their businesses alive, expanding from construction to food processing to retail and real estate. Now, sometimes people are going to be saying that, these Lebanese, they own almost everything. But guys, are we going to say that's the full story? The truth is that they understood one thing very early, which is relationship. They understood how relationship moves in the Ghanaian economy. They know how to talk, how to respect the local culture, how to build trust that is going to last them from one year to another year. Now, of course, it's not everybody that's actually going to feel comfortable about it. But most Ghanaians actually feel the Lebanese community is actually powerful, too connected, maybe should we say too protected. But some people are actually going to see it differently. They say they create jobs, they invest, so everything is good to go. But the truth is that it's a bit complicated because behind every Lebanese supermarket, construction firm, or even import company, there is a story behind it. There's a story of families who came with little. They worked hard and they built something solid in a foreign land. And eventually that foreign land has become their home. So when we talk about Ghana's economy, we are not going to pretend that these people are not part of it. They are part of it quietly, firmly, and constantly. Maybe the real question isn't why they have power. It should be what we can actually learn from them, how they built it through unity, discipline, and of course patience. That is the real question we should be asking. Now guys, if this story makes you think deeper about who truly drives Ghana's economy. Have you ever gone somewhere and out of the blues you have this feeling that you are in another country? Now you having this feeling that you are in another country, you are still in Ghana, you have not left Ghana. Now, if you've ever had that feeling, then that is exactly how you're going to feel when you walk into some Indian communities right here in Ghana. Now, these Indian communities, they are like small, communities or small group of Indians that are living quietly inside of Ghana. Now, they are scattered about here in Ghana in small, clusters. Now, before you get to even see these people, you are definitely going to get the smell of the spices that they use. And I am talking about those strong mix of, spices like curry, turmeric, and a host of other. And before you know what, it's going to even get to you. Now, the smell of those spices is going to get to you before it even gets to, their table. Now, these Indians here, they have shops, they have grocery shops, they have restaurants that you might not even be able to pronounce their names. And let's not even forget, they have quite a number of jewelry shops that, you're going to be seeing the gold rather glittering. And you are going to stand there and say to yourself, these people have actually built a small world for themselves right here in Ghana. Now, the thing is that many people don't know that it wasn't easy for them to you know, start out right here in Ghana. Most of them actually came to Ghana many years ago, maybe before even independence. You get what I am saying? And just like quite a number of foreigners that are here established in Ghana, they came with their small bags and little money, and of course, the big dream that they want to make it and make it big here. And some of them actually started as small traders in Accra, Kumasi. They started by selling fabrics, spare parts, and of course, food. They worked quietly, they respected the people of the land. And when you do all of these, you're going to see that this growth, even if the growth is, little by little. And when this happens, over time, they are going to, you get what I am saying. They did not just make money, they also built a life here. They built their temples where they go and pray, they built schools for their children, and of course, a small community where they could, speak their language and celebrate their festivals. But that's not it. That's not all of it. Here's the beautiful part. They did not close themselves. They did not, alienate. They did not get to isolate themselves. They blended in, they adapted into the system. You see that quite a number of them speak the local language here in Ghana. They live peacefully among Ghanaians. And when you look at it, that's how to respect the culture of the host land that you're living in. But was it easy for them? It wasn't easy. Definitely it wasn't easy. Some of them, I want to tell you, faced challenges. Some of them were misunderstood. But in all of these difficulties or challenges that they faced, they kept going on. They kept going forward with humility, with hard work and unity. And today, guess what? The descendants of these Indians that moved to Ghana, they call Ghana their home. They speak English, they speak Tree, they eat wache, they eat quite a number of dishes here, and they live freely between the two worlds, Ghana and India. And when you really look at it closely, you're going to see something beautiful. They did not come here to take over the land. Rather, they came here to build. They came here to settle down. They came to find peace. They came to create a place that, feels almost like home to them. A place where they can call home that is, away from their actual home. So what I have to say is that if you've ever tried to settle in a new place, you're going to probably understand the feeling. You're going to, experience basically everything that they went through. So try to keep your roots, trying to keep your roots alive while you are adapting to the new system. It's not going to be easy. But somehow these people did it and you are going to do it. And that's why I would always say they did not just build a community, they built a small world for themselves inside Ghana.
What's up? It's the Real D Mark Big Bay Productions. And, everybody want to know, why did I move to Kumasi or why did I move to Ghana? I lived in Accra at first. I stayed there for a month and then I came to Kumasi because my soul just something called me Kumasi. Just got done working out. I ran down Melcombe Road. I moved to Kumasi because it's a kingdom. I didn't know what Kumasi was when I first came. All I knew was something said Kumasi. I didn't know what Kumasi was. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know nothing about Ghana. I had never heard of Ghana until 3 weeks before I moved here. I'm gonna tell you, it was one of the best decisions I've made in my life. I get to eat honey from the comb. I get to eat fresh coconut water, fresh mangoes, I get to eat fresh real food. I get to work out and really see the benefits because it's 7% diet. And it's like, man, you just don't know. So if you're looking to come.
So now, about the video that I posted talking about how safe Ghana is, I'll just explain myself. So now, Ghana is not the first country I'm traveling to. I've been moving around, especially in African countries. I love moving around. Now, I love the idea of speaking many languages. So that's why I chose Ghana. I'm lying. A friend of mine is the one who made me to come to Ghana to learn English. I wanted to go to South Africa. But now, I came to Ghana. I didn't really like Ghana before, but later on, then I realized how lovely Ghanaian people are and how they welcome foreigners. I decided to settle in Ghana. My mom was, no, Ghana, why? I said, no, I love Ghana. I love watching. You see this watching? I love Ghana. I love people in Ghana. I love moving around in Ghana. So now, I've been in Ghana for 2 years. I don't have any Ghanaian friend. I don't have any friend. I know it's because of me, because I'm not that friendly. When I'm going outside, I'm going to a specific place, then I'll be like, someone will say hi, and then I'll just pass by without waiting, without doing anything. And that's why I opened this account, trying to meet people and trying to have friends. If now that I actually decided to settle in Ghana, I have to have people around. Okay. So there's one question I wrote, what am I doing in Ghana? I'm working. I decided to settle in Ghana, so I have to do something. I'm working. I'm working. So I just the video I was talking about how I feel at home. The only time I feel as a foreigner is like yesterday, that I slept in the hospital and I was alone without anybody. Why? Because I'm here alone in Ghana. I don't have any family member around. It's the only time I feel like, oh, I'm a foreigner. But you see here in Ghana, someone like I've been moving around. I don't need to carry my passport everywhere in case of something else, so that I have a resident permit or I have a Ghana card. No, I can move anywhere I want to go, wherever I want. There's no need for me carrying my passport around. I'm sorry for the noise. So there is no any point of me carrying my passport around. And that's why I want to settle in Ghana. Even though I'm alone here, I don't care. I don't care. So about me making videos in Spanish is better. But I'm going to feel that I'll use caption or something. I don't know. So you guys should take me like that. And I'm so grateful of you guys loving the video. Thank you. Thank you. And also I'll talk about Equatorial Guinea, but for now I want to talk. But if you guys want me to make a video talking about Equatorial Guinea, or maybe some of you want to go in Equatorial Guinea to learn how to speak Spanish, or I don't know, for vacation, you guys can ask me, then I will make the video. But as for now, I'll talk about Ghana, because I love Ghana. Most of you people, I am trying to settle in Ghana. Maybe, who knows? I'll marry a Ghanaian man. I'm joking.
I don't like, as a Ghanaian who was born and raised in America, Food Edition Part 1. Kenke, plantains, malt, cocoa, yam, fish, and banku. Everyone has different taste buds. These are things that I just don't like. Not too much, please.
I have become insufferable because of the fact that I'm going to be in Ghana in a couple of months. That's all I think about. That's all I talk about. That's all I dream about. Just the fact that I'm going to be in Ghana in a couple of months. I know my friends are tired of me, but I'm going to be in Ghana in a couple of months. And you know what it is? It's not even like all the fun that's going to be had. It's not the parties and the restaurants and the activities. And it's not even about that. It's deeper than that. Like, it's spiritual. It's the fact that this is where I was born and bred. I don't know about bread. I was there for 7 years. I don't know if that qualifies as bread, but it's the fact that I was born and grew up there and I have so many memories from there. It's going to be like walking down memory lane, but even better. I might just cry when I land.
When I tell people to expect the unexpected in Accra, I mean that, because tell me why we walked into the middle of a tax raid in China Mall. All I wanted was just to buy a couple of things, but anyway, they kicked us out, y'all, and we had to go to the one at airport, and this one was nice. It's still new, so you know, it was nice, spacious, and I grabbed the things I needed to grab because I'm preparing to go to the village for a little while because we've got a funeral to go to. And you know how it is on this continent, when you're traveling from the city to the village, you're supposed to bring some things. So I had to buy some drinks for the elders, you know, the typical gin, whiskey, and all of that. And of course, we purchased a couple of food items, rice, tomatoes, etc. It was such a long day. I don't think I've ever left Medina this late at night. I was so tired I couldn't even think about dinner, so just picked up some kebabs on the side of the road and called it a night. Follow for the village vlogs.
You know, most of these people have actually been here for a very long time. When you talk about the Indians, for instance, the Indians have been here even one particular company that is very popular, many Ghanaians know that it's owned by Indians, is Melcom. And Melcom has been here for a very long time. Melcom was basically established, I think, around 1989, thereabouts, when they established their first ever shop in Accra Central. And Charlie, it has been like that till the 90s, for instance. They started expanding, and in the 2000s, opening more Melcom shops across the country. Islands right now, they have about over 60 Melcom shops scattered all over. And when you talk about the Lebanese too, they also have businesses scattered all around Ghana. Charlie, these people are doing this quietly without many people noticing them, but they are building empires. These are like generational wealth. I'm very sure, for instance, when it comes to Melcom, for instance, the actual person that even established that perhaps is not even around, but the families have taken over these these businesses, and they are running it. You see, this is, I think, one thing, as the lady said, one thing that we should try and learn from some of these people. When you look at someone like this Trasacco man, like the white man that owns Trasacco, he's been there. Although he's alive, I'm very sure when he passes away, his children or his kids are going to also take over. And Charlie, these are the things. These are basically the things. And I think it's so beautiful when you see people thriving in Ghana like this. And they are here, they are not making noise. This is what our Nigerian brothers should learn. They are not making noise. They are not boasting off. They are not showing off. Just on the quiet, low, doing their businesses and thriving. And let me talk about the African-American, the Rasta man, who is also talking about the reason why he moved to Ghana and he's currently in Kumasi and all that. Charlie, when you talk about the food here, we all know our food here is more natural than the ones that people have actually experienced in America. People come to Ghana, they eat our pineapples, our mangoes, and the feeling of the food they eat here or the fruits they eat here is totally different from the ones in America. So this is one particular thing. And food is everything. Food is everything. Food is something that you take in like into your body, and it has to be organic. It has to be organic. So if someone is in America eating food that they don't even know where it comes from, then Charlie, you need to check yourself. Charlie, thank you so much for watching.